Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker. We're late. It's one of them days. Good old Zoom sucks.
Mm,
Uh, yeah. So here we are, bright and early on this Friday morning. I bet y'all are out there going to all the yard sales and
that's what it looks like.
estate sales and all that fun stuff. Let's see, we got Lori, we got Tom.
Good
Okay.
morning.
Good morning.
Good
We had
morning.
We had a tad of a hiccup this morning, but we remedied that situation.
It's Zoom is having some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not because they have a crappy system or anything like that. It's because they're just getting so overwhelmed.
Well, yeah. I
Mhm.
mean,
If you think about it, right now it's 9 o'clock. All the online schools, the smaller schools that are using Zoom, are all going online.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, everybody's using it now.
And I don't use or subscribe to Zoom. But I
They
understand
need a bigger
the
server.
I understand the issues that they're having.
sure. I mean, I get it, and it's just the way it is, but thank goodness we have another option that we can go to.
Right.
And it seems like, more often than not now, we're using it.
Have you ever tried that Facebook meeting or whatever? Has anybody ever tried it?
No, but
Uh,
you can stream that on YouTube.
You can't.
I don't believe you can.
I'm correct.
I am
Morning,
sure
everybody.
there's people out there that are trying to recreate or create something a little bit different. But can do the same thing. I wish
Right.
Google Hangouts was back.
Yeah.
I bet they would wish they were back too because they'd be.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What many people would probably be using that for their schooling.
Hmm.
There's a lot of educational based meeting software out there. Like the guy next door, he is a teacher at a private school, and they use some other kind of software. I'd never heard of it before.
Hmm.
And the school district is using something else. It's not Zoom, but it's something that's like proprietary to the school industry. So
Yeah.
we will overcome.
I'm surprised Twitch don't try to get in on it.
Right.
Where because they're streaming service too.
Twitch's thing
I know
though
it's for
Go ahead.
gamers, but why not compromise on accentuation?
Sure.
I don't think they have the system to handle it. And the reason I say that is because, like, with StreamYard and Zoom, everybody's logging into their servers, and we're connecting inside of their servers,
Right.
and then going out. You don't do that with Twitch that I know of. You don't. It's usually a single person streaming to someplace else. So
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents.
Morning, Dahlia and Anissa and Patty and Mr. Sadie, Bumcrack Picker, Dottie, Fishing and Picking. Thanks everybody for coming in. Whenever I get that thing on there where you can't get through or whatever, I think, oh, I don't know, we might not be able to get through, but get over on StreamYard and don't have any problem. Well, look what the cat drug in. He ain't even got his headphones on. He's not even prepared.
You hear me?
Hi, Dottie.
No.
Everybody else.
Me? Really?
I just want to snuggle in your neck. Snuggle, snuggle. Oh, but I hope everybody's doing good
Oh,
today. Sally, you doing all right?
yeah.
Made it through another one.
I had to go to the doctor yesterday, and she's sending me to a specialist for my neck.
Oh, yeah?
She said she wants to get it removed. So.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah?
Yep. Even though I think you're sideways.
I don't know where you're at.
Yeah,
I can't even tell.
I'm
Are you on
on
your phone?
my phone. I'm having internet trouble today, if you can believe it.
Well,
Yeah, you're looking at a
Sounds-
blank screen.
sounds like we're all there. Yeah, I don't know where we're at. But it's okay, Todd. We've all had our issues this morning.
Mm,
You have issues?
I have issues.
This crowd has issues.
No doubt
I have
about
a
it.
I have a four-legged issue.
If anybody's wondering, like,
It's like
if anybody's wondering why is Tom on this morning, it's because my wife decided to take a few days off. But she's still in bed.
so you get the office, huh?
Yeah, we went up to Old Fort, where her family lives at, yesterday, and I spent the day with her parents and set up some new TVs so they could. We got them some TVs, and they have the built-in Roku in them,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
so they can stream directly from their TV instead of having to go through some other device, to kind of make it easier on them. And then I went over to my niece, or we went over to Roberta's niece. She is a manager of a Salvation Army, and I bought some stuff from there. I mean, just some books and stuff like that, nothing special. But I found this for myself. I don't know. I don't remember E.T. promoting Coors Beer.
I
don't either.
he drinks Coors in the movie.
Yeah.
In the message,
Oh yeah,
it
that's
says,
right. He does. He gets drunk.
Yeah. It gets drunk. Yeah.
it says
Yeah.
if you go beyond your limit, please don't drive. Phone home.
That's funny.
That's a good one.
It's
I
bad.
like that. I need that.
It's
for the
pretty
bar.
bad shape. It's pretty bad shape. It's got a tear here, and it's all got the creases in it and whatnot. But
Oh, you'll still be able to sell that.
I've never seen one before, and that would have been when this came out. This would have been my carousing age, you know.
Right?
Early 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I don't remember, and I was never a big ET fan, but
Mhm.
you know, that would have caught my attention, and I've never
Right.
seen that before. Which we didn't have Coors Beer till late 80s in the Carolinas.
Mm.
Thusly, the Smokey and the Bandit movie where they're running Coors Beer.
Yeah.
But we didn't have Coors Beer here. The only time you got it was like if you went to Colorado and you were driving and you brought it back. So anyway, I just thought that was pretty cool.
That's a good one. You did good.
E.T. is the first movie that I can remember seeing in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
and I went with
No.
the Riddle,
The Riddles, yeah.
and Christy at the end ran up to the screen and was trying to hug the screen. No, no, just bawling her freaking head off. No, no,
Hey, people.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think we went and see it in the drive-in.
You know, I
I
remember.
wonder how many more Reese's Pieces got eaten because of ET than M&M's.
Oh, they were
Oh, I
promoting the
love
hell out of it back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right now, if you say, "Did you see such and such a movie?" I would like in the theaters. I'd be like, "Oh, I don't know." But if once it came up on the like, it comes on the movie, on the TV, or I go, "Oh, I remember seeing that when I at the movie theater." And I'm believe me, I've saw some terrible movies at the theaters. But it also didn't. That was back in the day. Okay, Uncle Tom story time. That's when you could take $20 and you could show a girl a good time. You could take her to the movie, get her some popcorn and some pop, and then go out and get something to eat. You know, get some pizza afterwards.
Yeah.
Now $20 will not get you one person, or maybe will get two people in the theater.
Yeah.
That's a good $50 bill right there.
Well, you know, when I
My sister's father-in-law used
when I was doing some
What's that all
trailer
about?
checks and movie auditing and stuff like that, the manager of the AMC that I did a lot of work in because it was kind of in a dodgy area, she always said, "This is a trip, you know, because like a family of five, it costs you $100 to take to the movies and get them popcorn and some candy and whatnot." She said they see themselves as a mini vacation. And I'm like, if I'm spending that kind of money, I want a vacation. Yeah.
Right.
And this is a pizza. Is that what they call it now?
Oh my gosh.
You said take her out afterwards for pizza to show her a good time.
Anita, you get your stuff out.
Yeah, Fishing and Picking says I was more into the Fast Times at Ridgemont High than E.T. Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
But you see crap now, Fish. You know when you're dating somebody, you go see movies that you don't really want to see.
Yeah, you go see the chick flick. So
My
girls are already all mushy.
The girl I was dating, who ended up becoming the first Mrs. Tom Hux, she had to go see Grease, and I'm not too much into musicals.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went and saw Grease, and I would have never seen that movie if it hadn't been for her.
Yeah.
But those were the days.
Yep.
Now
Good old days.
Now my son talks about dropping $100, you know, just on one night out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Yep.
for $100, you can go to Trade and Try On and have about 30 minutes and have a lot better time.
I don't like going to chick flick movies with Gwen because she'll look over at me and say, "You were crying."
I seen you.
I don't have a problem with that because I'll watch movies now and something just special about a certain point. You know, it's not sad or anything. It's just sweet or whatnot. And I get teary-eyed. And so that's fine. I'm secure with my sexuality. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but she'll take me to see a movie like Fried Green Tomatoes or something like that. You were crying.
Well, see, Driving Miss Daisy, I'm fine with driving Miss Daisy until that last minute when she tells Booley to hit the street that Hope came to see her, and
Well, thanks for ruining it for me.
have you never seen? If you haven't seen,
I'm just kidding.
okay, I was about to say, if nobody has seen Driving Miss Daisy after all these years, unless they're like 10 years old, you need to get the hell off the computer and go over to Netflix and dial that sucker up.
Oh,
It's a good movie.
I'm an easy crier too. And if I feel like I'm just in the mood for that, I will go on YouTube and watch the status hit. Just so I can cry and get it over with. I'll do just about everything except Sarah McLachlan dog commercials, you know.
Right.
I
Oh,
won't
yeah.
do that. I won't do that.
Sarah doesn't get any further on my TV than that first note of that song.
Yep.
Yep,
Click.
she says about
Click.
2 words and she's a goner.
Yeah.
It's history. You know, I was dating this girl when Sleepless in Seattle came out.
Oh
Have
yeah.
y'all seen that? Okay, and she wanted to go see that. And the best part of that movie is when Tom Hanks' character is sitting with his sister and brother-in-law at the table, and she starts talking about whatever movie that, you know, about going to the top of the Empire State Building, and they see each other there and whatnot. Then her brother-in-law, you know, Tom Hanks' character and his brother-in-law, they start laughing at her, and she says, "You just don't understand." And Tom Hanks starts talking about some war movie, and they're supposed to start, you know, fake crying about, you know, when the tank busted through the wall, and we were just so overcome, and that was the best part of the movie. So go back now, everybody, go back and watch after the show and watch Sleepless in Seattle, so you can find that part. Dang, I keep fighting Amazon cards. I should clean off my desk later.
What's everybody got going on today?
Listing.
I'm surprised to see so many people here. I thought everybody'd be gone to yard sales and estate sales and auctions and
It's rainy here.
raining.
We're supposed
Yeah, kind of rainy, nasty.
It's actually nice outside. It's got
Working
a
on
humidity
jewelry.
factor of 400%.
Wow.
It's humid outside.
Yeah.
You know, we don't really have yard sales on any day except Saturday around here.
Hey, Joanna.
I'm trying to decide whether or not to go to a storage unit auction tomorrow.
You haven't decided yet?
No, I really don't want to, but then my curiosity goes, you could be missing out.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
You got the evil and the good on each shoulder. Yeah. Well, what else are you gonna do? What else could you be doing if you didn't go to the auction?
Oh,
Then
nothing.
just go.
I don't know.
You'll be fine.
I need to write 100 times on my marker board like that. Somebody posted on Facebook. They had Bart Simpson, but it was a reseller that says, "I will not buy." So any more items? I said, "I will not buy anything until my death pile is gone." 100 times.
Oh my gosh, I'd be there forever.
I got a question for you. With all that's going on in the U.S. of A. right now, the most wonderful place in the world to live, has people started like trying to really, based on the economic situations as it's going now, are they really trying to up their listing game, get more items out there? What? Or do we? Okay. So I take that as a no. Everybody's just listing just like they always have.
I'm listing. It's just not listing a bunch.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying
Because
to
of time.
trying to keep our stores running. You know, our stores up and going, and trying to do something.
But you're
Yeah.
not really. You
Well,
list 25
what
things a day. Are you trying to list 50 things a day now to try to get as
Trying.
much cash?
I'm trying to list as much as I can every day.
what difference does
That's
the economy make to us? We've been doing the same thing all through the spring and summer
yeah.
that we always do.
Well, it's perpetually getting worse.
I don't see any call to work at it harder just because a bunch of the economy is sunk. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
You are absolutely.
Well,
I just wonder
my sales have been pretty much the same as summertime sales the last 3 or 4 years. I'm not working any harder at it just because times are different.
Yeah.
And I see other
I think I've been
resellers
buying
doing
more.
okay. Really?
just
my
curious.
sales tanked there for a little while, but
I mean, things have changed. Like there weren't any garage sales to go to this year,
yeah.
but that doesn't make me list more,
Right.
because I've had good auction stuff and other sources to get stuff. I don't know.
I got to run a child to work. I'll be back. I'm gonna leave the show in case you get 2 other people that want to come in.
Okay. Come back.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like my economy didn't tank.
Right. Hank says, I think Tom might mean in order to try to make more money right now because things don't seem to be looking up in the overall state of the world. A safety net or a cushion for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are trying to, get it kind of while the getting's good. I think people are holding on to their money though right now. I think they're not splurging as much as they would normally. And I don't know if that's going to go into fourth quarter or not,
Yeah.
I want to say I didn't really have a summer slowdown. I didn't really have anything like that this year. Of course, with clothing and the things that I sell, a lot of times that's not even relevant for me, Sally, wake up. You need some coffee.
I
And
had to
there's a-
slow down, but it's mostly because of the things that I had to do around here. So it really didn't.
Right.
It wasn't mostly. It was basically on me because I had to divert so much attention away from eBay. So now I'm trying to play catch up. So I've been spending a little bit more because I can't pass up a good deal. But
Right.
I've also been stockpiling more stuff,
Right.
inventory, because who's to say that we won't have another nationwide shutdown?
Yeah.
Once everybody's back to school, and kids they're already testing. I mean, they've already had several cases. They've had 22 tests positive in the Lebanon City schools just last week. So, and they weren't even back for a full week yet at the schools. So it's like, who's to say with all these schools going back and the sports coming back, and that it's not going to cause another uptick in the virus surge, and we're going to be shutting down the nation again. So I kind of been, kind of preparing for something like that.
Yeah.
Ugh. What are you doing? You can't get your butt just right in my hand, or what?
Yeah. I'm trying to get comfy.
Yeah. Her
Good
little
morning,
butt.
Carol.
Has to put it right in my hand. She wants me to hold her like that.
Uh-huh.
And you need a tic tac terribly, young lady. Phew. Gosh.
Anissa said she can't get 18 packs of beer. Cardboard shortage. First world problems. Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of have to be prepared for anything these days.
Mhm.
Whether it's a shutdown, a slowdown, you know,
It's
and
ridiculous.
I mean, we kind of got when this all started, we kind of got caught with our pants down
Hmm.
because we didn't expect it. Didn't expect for the United States to basically shut down, and and we're scrambling. But I will also say that during what was it? Probably I would say April, April into May was probably my better months of sales. Because people were buying online, they were buying puzzles, they were buying clothes. So I mean, I was thankful for that. That I could have that I could work. I could have an online business and people would buy and I would sell.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I look for a surge when they finally release the second round of stimulus checks too.
Yeah.
So just like we had this with the last one, it's like boom, everybody was shopping online
Mhm.
because they couldn't go anywhere, and you still have those people who aren't going anywhere. They're still holed up in the house, so it's
Yeah.
gonna I think it's gonna have another surge of sales. But and that's fine by me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I
Um.
think I've got enough stuff now that I think will carry me through for the next 6 to 8 months if we do have a shutdown. So I got enough stuff to keep me busy
Yeah.
and get less.
Yeah. And that was the thing too, is everybody, including myself. I was down on myself because because I had so much backstock to list. But God, thank goodness I did. Um, that was great. That was great for me. Mr. Sadie said, "Business as usual. Usual around my house. The wife is spending like it's 2019." Good for her. Um, Joanna said, "Todd, Mom found a Kenneth Cole reaction watch that has a leather strap behind the watch. And how do we get the back off to change the battery?" Good question.
Mm, I don't know. I'd have to look at it. Put a
So it sound
picture in.
so it sounds like the leather piece is going underneath the watch.
You probably have to take out one of the
One of the pins.
pins on the wrist on the strap that hold the strap on
Yeah.
onto the watch. They're spring loaded, and you just got to get the edge of a knife or something in there and push it and
Yeah.
get it to release. They're a pain to put back on afterward, but
Yeah.
you can
Well, as
do
long
it.
as you get it in the hole, you get one side in the hole, and then it'll spring. You can spring it
Right.
into the other hole. So, but they're not easy. They're a little they're a little finicky. But
Yep. That's all I know.
Fishing and Picking said Sally's about to be the upside down picker. I know she was like she was having a hard time staying awake. Yeah, poor thing.
Hmm.
Bambi is so funny.
She just farted on.
Oh my gosh. It didn't seem to phase her none.
No, but it's killing me. I don't mind the smell, but it burns my eyes.
Oh my gosh. But
Whew.
Jenny can wake you up from a dead sleep with her farts.
Oh, so
oh
can
my
this
gosh.
Because for
Woo.
once, she crawls up on the blankets next to me. Look, no, now she's checking her. Yeah, that come from you, Stink.
Slinky.
It wasn't me. Uh,
Oh my
she'll
gosh.
fart underneath the blankets in the middle of the night, and then she stinks herself out. She comes
Yeah.
crawling out.
You're like, I'm out of here. Ugh.
For such a little dog, she can run you. She can peel paint.
Yeah, Joanna said that there's a shortage on canning jars and lids. Yeah, because that's what a lot of people are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yeah, it's been definitely been a year.
Crazy one at that.
Mayhem. He can hold, but we're still here. We're still standing.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Karen's at the beach. So I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I think in the weeks to come, in the shows to come, I think I'm going to drop it down to an hour a day instead of 2. Start at the same time, but start at 8 my time, and then just go an hour. And if we go over a little bit, it's okay, but try to keep it around an hour. And that way, because I mean, here it's 8, but on the East Coast, you guys are at 9. So we're not getting done with the show until 11. So maybe that'll make a little bit easier for everybody, and yeah. So I think that's what we're gonna do.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I have no complaints.
Yeah.
It's okay. That'll work.
You all right with that?
I'd a whole lot rather do that than have another week like last week with no show.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I missed it. I missed you.
Aw.
Oh.
I tell you what, it was really hard not to come on here and just do one anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't only me that needed the break. I think it was everybody that needed a break. Mr. Sadie said that's not going to work for me, Valerie Vito. Yeah, Todd has a new view. He's sideways today.
Yeah, I'm on my phone and it's, I don't know, pain in the butt. This internet, frickin' snacking.
Hey there, Barbara. She said Bolo, Kerr, and Ball canning books. They sell well. Good to know.
Yeah, because so many people want to learn how to can now because of everything going on.
Yeah.
I could use a refresher course myself. I used to help my mom, but it's been so long, I don't remember half of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I have ever. The only thing I've done since I've been in Kansas is I put up sweet corn. But that doesn't involve any real canning. It's more,
I mean, I do pickles, but that's easy.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody's ever done canning with the Instapot, since it's it's like a pressure cooker.
I don't know.
It would probably be a lot quicker.
Probably.
Sally, you doing all right? You're hanging on?
Yeah.
Okay. So I let everybody know that we're gonna start doing an hour show instead of a 2-hour show next week. So yeah, I think that'll
Just for next week, though.
huh?
Just for next week.
For forever. Forever.
Instapot's recommended by the Department of Agriculture.
That's a good movie too.
The Sandlot.
The Sandlot.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Todd has fallen and can't get up. Hang on, Bubba. I'm sending help. What the heck?
Yeah, because he looks like he's sideways.
Joanna says that those Instapots aren't recommended by the Department of Agriculture.
And that's what I was wondering, if anybody's tried it and how it turned out. So,
yeah.
stick with the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. My mom, she could can green beans like nobody's business. She did green beans. She did tomatoes. I think she did peaches.
Mm-hmm.
We had plenty of peaches. If they weren't canned, they were turned into brandy.
Yeah,
she didn't make, I don't believe she made any tomato sauce, did she? Or like spaghetti sauce?
No, just tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, she would go to the store. What was it? Farmland or
Foodland.
Foodland.
Farmland, Foodland.
Farmland would be better. But she'd go to that store, and they always had, while the vegetables were cheap or whatever, they'd have really good sales. So I remember her and Grandma Daniel would go over there, and they'd get the green beans, and they would come home with boxes and boxes and boxes of green beans.
Yeah.
And we'd can them all. And we would snap peas as a kid. We would sit there and snap peas.
That was our job.
Yeah.
Snaps green beans. And I remember sitting there for hours with Mom. She had this big white pot. It was huge. And she'd have bags of green beans from our garden, grocery bags, the paper bags. She'd bring one out. We'd sit there and watch TV and snap beans into that pot.
Yep.
I got like 7 green beans off of my plant the other day. I was very surprised because I thought it dried all up. But the ones down at the bottom, they were still good. And they were about that freaking long.
I got little cucumbers sprouting. I got one that's about that big and one that's a little smaller than that.
See, I have something that looks like a watermelon, but I don't know if it's a watermelon or if it's like a squash, because it's not in the right row for it to be a watermelon, because all the watermelons and pumpkins are together. So I don't know what it is. I guess China says we'll cut it open and see what I'm like. No, we'll just wait and see. We'll let it cook and see when it gets bigger. We'll be able to tell what it is.
Yeah.
Benji dug all my pumpkins up. All my plants. I went out there. He's out there digging. Benji, like, you little shit. He turned around and be like, "What?" I don't know what he was digging for, but he dug them up.
Oh my God.
those tomatoes that I had planted in those things, like they're hanging bottles.
Right.
And so the plant goes out the bottom, but whenever it goes out, it has grown back up like this outside of the bottle, and it's still not produced any tomatoes yet.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering if it just, I mean, it's not dead or nothing. It's still growing, and the leaves
Yeah.
look really good on it and everything. I have 3 or 4 of those. Ooh, that sounds good.
John Girl Patty, I seen your message earlier about your thread up bags going in. And I hope you changed your prices. You maxed your prices out. That's the key. I was just looking for your message here.
Yeah, I had Brandon take my thread up bag to Walgreens yesterday, and he said that they scanned it and said that it had to have been processed through the USPS. And Valerie says that's stupid. And I said, yeah, that's stupid because it says Smart Post right on it. And Smart
Right.
Post freaking FedEx.
Yep.
And he ended up taking it to USPS. So, but it is tracking and everything like that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's tracking. Maybe it'll get there in, good time.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I know.
I'm trying to find your message here, Patty.
And I went ahead and ordered another bag too.
Good.
That was my ball.
Oh wow, Joanna. She said maybe they're late or your season is a little later. My tomato plants are 5 foot tall.
Jeez.
Now my asparagus plants.
Mhm.
I have those in 2 tires, stacked on top of each other, and they are about as tall as I am. They're huge. But they're skinny. They're not big around. But
Yeah.
I think that sometimes it can take a couple of years because they'll grow back next year. I heard that sometimes it takes a couple of years to actually get asparagus off of them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we never canned any squash. Mom never.
I'm surprised.
Which she couldn't hardly keep it, as I mean, when the squash was producing, that's what we were having for dinner.
Yeah.
Fried
Yeah.
squash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Did we ever have like boiled squash?
Mm-mm.
It was always fried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That way everybody could eat it.
Yeah.
Because even Johnny liked fried squash.
Right. And
Which was,
okra.
which was just, yeah, and okra.
And I love fried okra.
I do too.
A lot of people don't like it, but I like it. But it's got to be fried. If it's boiled, it's just a sloppy,
Naughty.
snotty mess. So yeah, it's got to be fried.
Yeah. Hi, Julie.
Morning, Julie.
Every once in a while, Mom would make tomatoes and boiled okra together, and we called it bloody boogers and snot.
Oh my gosh, that's about what it would be like, I'm sure.
And it just slide down your throat.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to chew it.
I know, it's just like.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
old people food, man.
Yeah.
Patty's talking to you.
Yeah, so she said, "Do you always max out your prices on ThreadUp?" I do. At least at the beginning. She said she has one skirt that is max at 400 plus. I'd be happy with 100. I mean, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want to do. I would put it at max, and see what it does in a couple of weeks. Because I mean, I'd be happy with 100 too, but I'd be a lot happier if it for 400. And you never know, somebody could come along and buy it. Just keep an eye on it and see where it goes, and you can adjust your prices however you want. You can go down, you can go back up. That's fine.
I can't believe that, Joanna. She's never had okra before.
Oh, yeah. You bread it in eggs and cornmeal and flour with some salt and pepper on it. Oh man,
So yummy.
very very good. And my mom made it like it was superb.
Yeah.
It was great.
And this had never had it either. Oh, we used to eat fried zucchini all the time.
Well, we had a garden. We'd have a garden in the
I
summer.
don't remember ever having a garden.
Oh yeah, we had a garden every year. For a while,
Where did we have a garden at?
out in the pasture.
I don't remember that.
It was out in the pasture, so usually it would be, so you'd have where Dad would drive his cars in the
Yeah.
back, and it would be like over to the right of that driveway, that dirt driveway,
Mm.
and it would just be in the pasture. And yeah,
I don't remember that. I remember having chickens and we get eggs, and then I even remember that pig that had baby pigs,
yeah,
and then we had 2 different cows,
mhm,
and we had Howard the duck,
mhm,
and we had a lot of different animals. We had bunnies
yeah,
for a while.
yeah,
Yeah, Dad didn't know. Dad didn't know how mass-produced buddies were. I think he bought 10, and within a year, I think he had probably 150.
oh my gosh,
They were so out of control. Like he couldn't even, keep them in the pen because he had too many of them.
oh my gosh,
And they weren't bunnies that you could hold or nothing. They'd rip your freaking fingers off if you held them.
yeah,
And all they wanted to do was screw and have babies.
yep, yep,
And you'd think it'd be a kind of a big thing because he could probably take them to the flea market and sell them, but maybe his weren't
yeah.
taken care of enough or something.
I don't think he had the patience for that.
Yeah, we didn't even eat the rabbits, which was crazy because you would think that he'd come up with that too.
Yeah,
Save money on meat.
yeah. No, we didn't.
I
we
did
didn't.
have rabbits. I just rabbit at one of my friend's house when I was a kid. It was pretty good. And rabbit frog legs.
I don't think I ever had rabbit before. At least I didn't know it was rabbit when I was eating it. So, but I don't think I ever did. I don't think I ever had rabbit before.
It's like chicken, but it's kind of greasier.
Yeah,
It's not bad though.
yeah. Kelly says my aunt and uncle raise rabbits for eating.
Yeah, kind of tastes like chicken.
Brownie the bunny escaped and was out for 2 days until we caught her. Now barbecue squirrel is good.
I've never had squirrel.
Me neither. Like I said, not that I know of.
Maybe
I don't think.
I should start because
Eh,
there's plenty of them in here.
I don't know. I don't. That's too much. That's too much like a
rodent.
rodent. That's a little too close for comfort for me.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
That chipmunk I got, man, he's a smarty pants. I was sitting on the steps yesterday, and he'd come out of the garage and just look at me. He's only 2 feet away from me, so he's not scared of me. But I'm, just sitting there talking to him and calling him Chippy, and he's just sitting there looking at me like he expects me to bring food out for him or something. And I'm like, no, we ain't that close of friends. But yeah, he's like, where's the food at?
Yeah, bring me my food, wench.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got it good right now. They got shelter. So they better be thankful.
Yeah.
When I just decide to close it all up, they won't even have that. So we've been buying storage units lately, Todd? Tom?
Me?
Yeah.
I've bid on them. They've gone out of this world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even the crappy ones like I like, it's just got bags and boxes of clothes, just little ones. I mean, I'm doing them a favor. They should pay me the $20 to come clean up the damn bin for them.
Yeah.
They're going for like $75 and $100.
Wow.
It's just got crazy around here. So.
But do you have plenty of back spot to list?
I got enough. If I listed 100 items a day, I probably would finish up about July the 4th of 2022.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I got to get rid of a lot of this stuff. I need to take some stuff. I need to meet up with Patty someplace and give her a couple bags of clothes.
Why don't you send them to Thread Up?
Because I'm just not smart enough to figure that out.
As far as I know about, what I know about it from what Valerie's told me, it's pretty simple. And what you could do is you could send it to them, and then whatever doesn't sell, you can just have them dispose of it, or
do whatever they want to with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into that because I got a lot of clothes, and
you just have to wash them and make sure they don't have. You want to make sure they don't have holes and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I wash anything that I list. I wash.
Yeah.
I don't dry clean, but I wash.
Right.
If something needs to be dry cleaned, I say in the listing needs to be dry cleaned.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do too. I sold a prom dress just a few days ago, and I did not dry clean it. I put in the listing that because it even had a broken zipper. And I put in the listing that it had a broken zipper and that it needs to be dry cleaned. Because I've had it for 2 years.
You know, proms. And I have a friend that has a tuxedo rental business, so he's been hit hard this year. Back in the day, it was like the guy gets a tux, the girl gets a dress. The guy asks, "Do you want to go with me to the prom?" Usually, you'd go to some restaurant. I think we went to a fish camp one year. We went to the same fish camp both years. You know, and that was it. Now
Dead
people
air,
are dropping thousands of dollars on prom. Thousands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad's probably happy that they didn't have proms this year
Oh, I bet.
because, like I said, they've had articles in the Observer, our newspaper, about proms and whatnot, and some of these people will spend a couple of grand on prom,
Mm.
and that's kind of, to me, that's putting too much damn pressure on it. And guys, if your prom date is expecting you to drop a couple of grand on this prom, then you need to think about it. You need to take it to prom.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it depends on where you get it and all that.
Yeah.
How much? I think whoever bought it for me, they got a freaking deal. I mean, with the zipper being broken and everything, I think I got rid of it for like $10 or $12.
I
So,
helped a lady down the street. She had a couple of wedding dresses. She wanted to list them. And she listed them on there. And, you know, when she said that, congratulations on getting married, blah, blah, blah. And this one girl said, no, this is for a prom. I'm going to use it as the basis for a prom dress. And she said, how about send me back a picture of what you do. And she took this wedding dress and she dyed it. And then is this a fishtail? Is that right? The hem or the hem on it is it called fishtail? She did some kind of tail to the tail of the frock. She cut it off, and it was really pretty looking.
yeah.
And she had $25 plus shipping plus dye plus, you know, if she added any extra bead work to it or anything like that.
Right.
My neighbor said that the dress alone was like $400 when she bought it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of people now. I sold a wedding dress to somebody in Canada, and this was probably a year or more or so ago. And they told me that they have had a business where they, reinvent these old wedding dresses.
Right.
And so they will, take the beadwork off of them or whatever, and then they'll put other beads on them and dye the dress and cut it up, and they do all kinds of stuff. So, if they can get them, they scour the internet and find them for cheap.
There's a thrift shop in a town nearby here, somewhere near Patty. They must have had 100 wedding gowns in there.
Wow.
And I was talking I went over there and was shopping, and I asked the lady, said, what happened to all your wedding gowns? She said, this girl came in here and bought them all.
Yeah.
And she said, we had a clearance. She offered us $3 a dress if she took them all. And they
Wow.
said, let us help you carry them out to the door, out to your car. And she said, what are you going to do with them? She says, I'm going to disassemble them.
Yeah.
I'm going to take all the satin pieces out. I'm going to take all the beadwork off of them. And she says, I can sit and watch TV and take beadwork off of it. And then she'll sell the pieces, you know, to crafters and whatnot, or to seamstresses. So I thought that's a pretty good deal. And they were glad to get rid of all those dresses.
Oh, I'm sure. That probably opened up a lot of room for them.
It did.
They do take up a lot of room.
I bet they cleared open I bet they cleared up a 40-foot span of clothes racks, hanging clothes racks.
Right. Yeah, they take up a lot of room.
Joanna, $500 for a prom dress is not anything compared to what these gals around Charlotte spend.
I think mine was like $60, and I had to beg to get that.
Yeah, but that was also in 1965.
Easy now. No, it wasn't.
I borrowed mine.
1985.
We have some friends that are from England, and the schools in England don't have proms.
Right.
Even gonna go.
And their oldest son went, last year he went to the prom. He was telling his cousins and his friends back in England about it, and they're like, well, we should do this. Well, they planned on having one this year, and that all got shut down.
Yeah.
So, and most kids don't stay at the prom. They go there for a little while to be seen, have pictures taken, and then they're on to other things.
They're off to Inspiration Point to get some inspiration. Get inspiration or get pregnant.
Well, see, that was okay. When I was a teenager, I had the worst luck. When I left my house with my dad's car, he knew that I was going to Jane's house, the girl I was dating in high school. Then we're going to the movie, and then we're going out to eat, and then we're going to go back to Jane's house because her mother, she had a curfew. And we were, seniors in high school, and she still had a curfew. And if we sat in the car too long, her mom would sit there. You'd see the garage lights start flashing on and
Oh,
on.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
if I deviated from that route the least bit, some crap was going to happen, and I was going to have to call my dad. And then he would say, why are you over here on Saluda Street? And Jane's house is on the other side of town.
Right.
So I always thought that we're just going to leave sex alone for a while because just as soon as I did, somebody was going to end up pregnant.
Yeah.
You know what? You get kind of gun shy about your luck after a while.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to have to tell my mother or my mother. Well, later on, she became my mother-in-law, that somebody was pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because my mother would have made my life hell.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, she's very old school. This living together stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Vanya has yet to go down to my father and mother's house since he moved in with his girlfriend. I said, "Are you chicken? I just been busy." I said,
the real reason.
I said, "Hey, listen, my nephew, back when the hurricane hit Myrtle Beach last year, my nephew and his girlfriend, they were living together. They came and stayed with my mom and dad, and his girlfriend's parents." They went and stayed with Dennis and Larry, my brother and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, when they called and said they wanted to stay with my mom and dad, she said, okay. you know the rule. She can have the upstairs guest bedroom, and you can have the downstairs guest room. And my mom's like, you know the rules. Well, we've been living together for a year and a half now. We'll go get a hotel or sleep on the floor at your mom and daddy's house. Needless to say, she slept in the upstairs bedroom and he slept in the downstairs bedroom.
Yeah.
You're in Miss Brady's house. You play by Miss Brady's rules.
Yeah.
Which I don't know whether I told you or not. She's got to have some surgery.
Oh, okay.
And
she all right?
Yeah, she's got a hernia.
Mm.
And it's getting to the position where it's affecting her being able to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so she's going to have that done.
Yeah.
Okay, it's bad, but it's also, I think it's a good way to get away from my dad for a week.
Vacation.
Yeah. But her doctor said we're going to have to find Brad an assisted living for 2 weeks. And that because she's not going to be able to do anything. Probably
right.
Helping him get out of it, which she got one of those chairs that helps stands them up, so they don't have to go from a sitting position to like their walkers and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I know pulling on him to help him get out of chairs and stuff like that's aggravated it. So.
Yeah, because anytime you have any kind of pressure, or you're pulling on something, you're popping that out. You're popping that hernia out, a little bit more. So I understand. Sally.
He's doing pretty good. Sally Bell.
Ricky.
Why don't you go crawl in the bed, honey? Sally Bell. And that's a cute Southern name for her.
Sally Bell. Yeah.
Sally Bell.
She's barely. She had that energy drink, and I think it went the wrong way. Instead of waking her up, I think it putting her to sleep.
I think she had that little woo moment, and then it just kind of like dropped off on her.
Oh yeah. So,
Joanna, when I got married the first time in 1978, my bride's parents paid $7,000 for a wedding gown.
Wow.
That was a lot of money. You could buy a brand new Chevrolet Monte Carlo XLT with every bell buzzer for $8,000.
Yeah. That's a lot of money for a dress. That's not even the wedding. That's just a dress.
That's the dress. Oh, my ex-mother-in-law, my ex-in-laws were really nice about it. I don't have anything bad to say about them. I've been lucky. Both of my sets of in-laws have been really nice people. She said the inside of the church was looking a little dingy, so they paid to have the inside of the church, the sanctuary painted.
Wow.
And we were together August to April. And we had 400 people at the reception.
Oh my goodness.
Honey, we had 7 bridesmaids.
Oh my goodness. That
sounds like a TV show.
Man.
7 brides for 7 brothers.
Well, they went kind of a highfalutin church.
Yeah.
Okay, you got 7 bridesmaids. I had to find 7 groomsmen.
Right.
Okay, she had no male cousins that they would have asked to be in the wedding. So it fell back to me. It was a a good friend of mine across the street. He was a good friend. We grew up together. We weren't really. I would not really say I would have invited him to be in the wedding, other than I needed a body.
Right.
Now he and his mother were going to be at the wedding. They were invited to the wedding, but he ended up being in the wedding. My mom was talking to his mom, and that we're having trouble finding all these groomsmen, and she said, "Well, Donnie will be one. Just tell him where he needs to go get his text at." Donnie says, "I hear I'm gonna be in your wedding." I said, "Yeah."
Got them all set up.
And we had a he'd have been about 11 or 12 at the time. He comes down the aisle and he goes up and he lights all the candles. And the whole time I'm standing in the balcony looking at him going, "Please God, don't let him burn the church down." It was a big old story, Joanna.
Tom, did you go out and ask the postman to be in your wedding and the trash pickup guy? And
I was getting to that point. See, I had the way my family is. There's a big gap in like the older cousins and the younger cousins, and I was a younger cousin. Mm-hmm. So the ones that I really would have wanted to be in the wedding were a lot older, like they were married and had kids of their own. So it was getting kind of scary. Yeah, we had 7. It took forever to get everybody down the aisle. We had 7 bridesmaids, a flower girl, a junior bridesmaid, the matron of honor, a ring bearer. Yeah,
that's a lot of people.
It was. They all went down the aisle at one at a time. It's not like they send the bridesmaids 2 at a time.
Right.
And then I forgot the ring.
Oh my gosh!
I got to the church and was reaching and reached under the seat where I put the ring, her ring, and then I went, MFer. I put it in the Mustang, not my mom's car, because I was driving my mom's car. So I had to fly back to my house, my parents' house, and get. Because I asked my brother, said, "Did you drive my car?" He said, "No, why?" I said, "Damn, I got to go to the house and get my ring." So anyway, I flew back to the house and got my ring. The matron of honor, which was my ex's oldest sister, when I came flying back with the ring, she said, "Where have you been?" I said, "I forgot a ring. I had to go back to my house and get it." She said, "Mother is having a conniption fit. Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy?"
Oh my gosh. Fish and Pickens says Tom had to pull double duty. He had to toss the garter and catch it also.
I'm gonna tell you what now.
Joanna said she had 7 or 8 bridesmaids, but we did everything as cheap as possible. Made our own decorations and everything. Total wedding cost like $8,000. That's good. You did good.
But nowadays they spend as much. Now when we had the wedding rehearsal,
mm-hmm.
and then we have the rehearsal party. My mom had cakes, and she had a groomsman cake, and we had lots of food.
Mm-hmm.
But it was basically for the people in the party. I mean, in the wedding party. Neither one of my grandmothers was at my wedding. One of them had passed away, and the other one made it a point of not going to people's weddings. And then like the bridesmaid and the junior bridesmaid. I mean, the flower girl and the ring bearer. Their parents were there.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't. Nowadays they invite, like if you come from out of town, you're invited and all this kind of stuff. The joke used to be, well, all I got to do is pay for the rehearsal party, I don't have to pay for the wedding. Well, nowadays, Todd knows this. They spend about as much on the wedding rehearsal as they do the
Yeah.
wedding.
Yeah.
Well, not quite as
Yeah.
much.
Sally.
Sally.
She is out. Sally.
Sally, I know you're dreaming about
She
me.
don't need to. She don't need to be sitting like that because she's not breathing good. Sally.
They put my father-in-law on oxygen.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, he's got the
Sally,
bottle.
you need to go to bed, Sally.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you do. You don't need to be sleeping like that. Go put your mask on and go to sleep. They put your father-in-law, or they put your father or your father-in-law on.
Father-in-law.
Oh,
Father-in-law
okay.
on oxygen. What's it? He's got COPD.
COPD, yeah. Yep.
So he doesn't like it.
Oh, yeah. Most people don't.
And he bitches about it, but that's what old men do, is they bitch about everything.
Well, I mean, just add it to the list.
Well, that's just it. And it's not, he's got a pumping unit that like pulls the oxygen out of the air, when he's at home, and he's got a long tube, so he can go any place with the tube in the house. He just has to drag it around, and so it's not really, in my opinion, it is something very. I mean, it's nothing compared to the quality of life.
Sure. Sure. I mean, because there ain't much to live in if you can't breathe.
Yeah.
Let's see. See if we can wake Sally up.
Somebody else.
Sally, go to bed. Go to bed.
Does she even hear us?
I don't know.
You should have waited till she answered. You should have waited till she answered and then said, "Sally, go to bed. Go to bed."
She ain't gonna listen to me anyway. She's gonna do whatever she wants to do anyway. So, but it woke her up. We've been trying for like 10 minutes, trying to wake you up.
Your wildness caused her to live like a nun as a teenager, so she's just getting back at you.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't much of a. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway. She did her own thing.
Dang, y'all a bunch of
Yes,
wild.
she did. Sally, go to bed. I keep looking at you.
It's a good thing Joanna's not on here, because Sally would say, "Joanna, show him your hand." And of course, she's got it all bandaged up. Shooting the bird.
Well, I called her on Facebook, so I wouldn't put her number on here.
I've put my own number on here before.
I don't even know. I don't even think I have your house phone number. Maybe I do.
Are any of y'all getting any weather from the storm? Todd, I think I saw where you said you were like 13 hours or east of it or west of it.
Sorry, I'm sleepy.
That's okay. You're tired.
Yeah. I'm a little bit tired today.
And you had an energy drink, but that must have been full of water or something.
I know.
It didn't do nothing for you.
This is my third one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a clue that you just need to go to bed
Mhm.
because shit ain't working.
What are you
Yeah.
drinking, Lori?
Water.
Is that Russian water? Is that Russian
No.
water?
No,
No,
it's not potato juice or nothing. Nor corn juice.
I got some pomegranate juice.
Just plain old water.
It sounds disgusting because it's pomegranate and lemonade,
Oh, I love pomegranate, so.
but
Yeah.
that's my special juice right there.
Excuse me.
I used to have my mom bring me pomegranates from the store. All the other kids were asking for candy bars. I want a pomegranate. I'd sit there and just peel it and just eat the little seed.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's what you want to do. You just want to sit there and eat the little seeds.
Uh-huh.
We lived right by a pomegranate grove.
I love pomegranate.
And my mom would say, "You be careful because you're gonna get that stuff on your clothes and you won't be able to get it out. You'll have to throw them away."
Yeah.
And I didn't believe her, and I got it on my shirt.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was bad.
Julie says, "Hey Lori, how did you get your new program on monthly? I wanted to try it out, but it's only showing for a year."
I had actually signed up, and then I went in after I'd signed up and went to cancel and told them, I was like, I can't do this. I can't afford this.
Mm-hmm.
So they offered to do the monthly plan. That's just how I did it. I just contacted I don't even remember who it was, but
What is that?
It's like what?
Nutrisystem?
look.
No, it's not Nutrisystem.
I mean, is it like that?
No, it's an app that you get on your phone. They pair you up with a coach, and you have recipes that you can go by, and you have to you're being held accountable for what you eat on a daily basis. And you can track your steps. You can do all kinds of different things with it. And then you have articles you read. It's basically re-educating you on the food values and why it's so important to eat more vegetables because of the calorie density, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to, if you're going to snack on something, they'd rather you have an actual vegetable rather than, say, a piece of dried, some people thought, well, I'll eat some rehydrated banana chips. Well, there's less calories, or there's the same amount of calories, but you'll feel less full. So
right.
it's an educational program that helps you lose weight, and then they set you on a path to reach that goal weight.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because I've seen it advertised on Facebook and everything, and then you started talking about it. So,
and it's actually one that I like. So, I mean, I've done a lot of diets, and I've kind of pretty much adapted to this one better than any other one I've ever done. And they count your calories. You log your food. They give you a calorie budget that they start you out here. And as you start losing weight, they bring your calorie budget down to where you're, down to when you get to that certain weight, this is what you got to maintain on a daily basis. If you go above that, you're going to gain weight. If you go below that, you're going to lose weight. So, and it actually works for me because of all the different varieties of foods. You're not depriving yourself. You're just learning how to cook different things that are better for you.
Right.
There's not a lot of meats in it. It's a lot of plant-based stuff, but they have like shrimp and chicken and things like that, but not a lot of red meat or pork because they're higher in, calories. So,
right.
There's a comedian, I think it's John, he's since passed away, I believe. John Pinchetta, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big old boy. He's talking about one of his routines where he started the Weight Watchers point system,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, I found out by lunchtime I'd already used my points. So he said, so I started a group of people buying and selling points on the secondary market.
Yeah, Julie, you can also go to before you even sign up, you can actually go to the, I think it's the support down in the bottom. It says
Yeah.
something about support, and you can message them and say,
That's
I
what
want to do the monthly program, and it'll put it on there.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking
is
at.
that your Julie? It's Jolie. Is that, the one that's in the chat, is that your Julie?
That's my daughter. That's my daughter, Julie. Yeah.
Well, unless she has been doctoring, photoshopping her pictures before when she posts them online when she's showing the kids and whatnot, she probably doesn't need to lose too many pounds. But she is out in California, and you got to be thin as a rail out there. Come to North Carolina, and you can fill out and be comfortable because everybody's filled out here.
Everybody want to try and get some meat on those bones, huh?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You come out here and you'll pass by some old ladies, and they'll say, "Sweetheart, here's a $10 bill. You need to go get some food."
Oh my gosh. That is my Julie. Yeah.
What do you want to get down to? About 90 pounds?
Right? I'm like 100 pounds. What? What are you talking about?
My doctor wants me to lose 100 pounds to get down to 170. 100.
I figured out my BMI yesterday, and the thing on the, it was through my doctor's office, and the thing said that oh, what a weirdo. Anyways, that was Brandon. Anyways, the thing on my phone said that I should be between 110 and 130 pounds.
Mm.
And if I was over 130 pounds, 130 to 160 is overweight. And then over 160 is obese.
Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking about looking into weight loss surgery again.
Julie, if you'd move out here, you get you a big backyard, you could just let them run around in their diapers, and that baby would run around in her diaper with a baby bottle full of Pepsi, and she'd be good to go.
Or sweet tea, right?
Sweet tea, that's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They go from the boob to a bottle of sweet tea.
That's right. That's right. You betcha. Man.
Yeah, I woke up this morning at 2:30 to go back to sleep. So I came in the den so I wouldn't wake Roberta up, and I got me a cup of coffee, decaf. I thought maybe the hot would make me go back to sleep. And I sat and I started looking at YouTube, and I started looking at some of the stuff about New York City. Man, they're hurting up there. I mean, they've had so many people to move out. One guy they interviewed said that the prices of rentals in his building had gone down 30%.
Wow.
Because they've had such a mass exodus of people.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe it.
But there was a lot of people, a lot of the YouTube channels, and it wasn't just Fox News or that group. It was a little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
Saying that New York will never be back like it was.
No.
Because
I think the nation won't be back to where it was. I think I think we are in a place where this is the new normal.
Yeah.
I mean things might lighten up a little bit, but I don't know.
they were talking about office buildings that
Mhm.
would hold 8,000 people, and there's like 500 people going in and out of them every day
Sure.
because everybody's working from home.
Yep. Yep. I believe it.
I mean, I think it's like Roberta. Roberta would like, she's probably going to be at home at least to the end of the year.
Mhm.
She works a lot more here than she does at the office, and I'm not saying she slacks at the office. When she gets up in the morning, she puts on some clothes. She comes down here and she turns on her computer while she's drinking her morning sweet tea, and she reads through her emails and she starts doing responses and stuff like that. Most of the people she works with doesn't get to the office till 9 o'clock at night. I mean, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then if she starts running some programs in the evening, or if it's about time where she's supposed to knock off, and she'll decide to go ahead and run something because she doesn't really have anything else planned to do, and she'll sit here and play with her games on her pad while stuff is running on her computer.
Hmm.
So they're getting a lot more out of her than they would at work.
Yeah.
And which that seems to be a consensus of some of the videos I've watched. A lot of companies are not going back to the office.
No. Well, and yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if you can get away with not having an office and having people at home, I mean, your overhead goes way down. I mean, the rent, on a building and to keep it going, keep the lights on and all that. I mean, you're better off if you can do it. You're better off to do it that way. That's what I would say. But.
Really, the only thing that's holding me back from doing the surgery, I think, is that it's just very risky. No matter who you have do it, that's done thousands of surgeries, your body can respond differently than other people. Like grandma, it did very well with her, and she had it done at UCLA, and she did very well with it. She lost like all the weight and everything, and it was just the other things, her other health that was bad.
Right.
But as soon as she got home, she was no longer diabetic. She
She didn't have high blood pressure. She
none
didn't
of
have
that.
any of that. Mm-mm.
We've known a good many people that's had issues afterwards, especially with that. Is it the belt or the band or something like that?
Yeah.
They've had a lot of problems with those.
I know a girl that had the lap band done, and she did very well with it.
Yeah.
And she was over 200 pounds overweight.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that it works well with. There's some people that it does not work well with. Like Heather and her mom, they both had problems from their surgeries.
Right.
And Heather was to the point to where she couldn't get any nutrition. She looked anorexic. She was not healthy. She had pain all the time, so she was very skinny, yes, and you couldn't even, unless you've seen pictures of her, you wouldn't even know that she was as heavy as she was.
Right. I didn't know. I didn't know for the longest time that she was, a bigger gal. I didn't know that.
In high school, she was probably about 300.
Wow.
Yeah. And she was a chunky kid, and a chunky teenager, all that time. And, and then she had that surgery, and yeah, she lost all the weight, but then she couldn't be healthy because her body wouldn't,
She couldn't she couldn't get the nutrients.
no.
It wouldn't. It would almost like refuse them.
Well, that seems to be a big problem right there. Is
I'm like, who is that on the screen?
maintaining.
I thought we were.
What are you doing?
Todd, he picked up his phone and stared into it.
Oh.
I'm like, who is that?
Don't watch the show back.
Oh my gosh.
The whole eating after the procedure apparently is the biggest deal with it, because
Well,
you
have to find out what you can eat and what you can't,
right.
Yeah.
and how much you can eat.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want to continue to maybe not eat as much as what they ate before, but they're eating and drinking a lot of stuff they're not supposed to drink and
Right.
eat.
Right.
And so, yeah, they have this tremendous weight loss, and then all of a sudden it plateaus and it starts creeping back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't changed.
I'm about to go through all that to mess it up. If I get a second chance, I'm going for it.
Right.
And,
I'm
but
gonna do
some people's body, because we looked into it, and apparently from these doctors that we're listening to, they said that a person's body will lose so much weight, and then it's going to plateau, and then that's when you've got to kick the diet in there and the exercise in there to continue the weight loss. But people hit that plateau, and they're not willing to make the effort to get back where they want to get.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we don't have the money to hire a professional trainer and a dietitian
Mm-hmm.
to say, okay, and a shopper that only goes out and buys. This is all you got to eat during the week.
Yeah.
And probably most of our weight we would lose if we just ate better and
If
got more exercise.
if I just ate better, I would lose some weight. But if I ate better and exercised, I could lose some weight until it would have to get into that extreme phase, because when women get into their 40s and 50s, they have such a hard time. And I'm to that point to where I'm just like, I used to like jump up and down, up and down, up and down. Now I'm staying the same weight, and it doesn't matter what I eat. So
The weight went up and down, up and down.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
that's what I meant.
was she a dancer at a club or something?
That's what I meant.
It's harder on women because women are meant to store fat because they have
Right.
babies. They're meant to store. And that's coming from Dr. Roberta back there in the back. This was she said. Women have a problem with. There's a comic strip called Kathy. Y'all know? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
My mother-in-law loves
Yeah.
Kathy. She had one, and it was talking about Kathy was talking to her boyfriend Irwin or whatever, Irwin or whatever it is, and he's like, he's looking kind of thick in the cartoon strip, and he says she's like, we've got to quit eating out. I'm gaining too much weight. He says, yeah, I need to lose about 10 pounds too. Well, later on, they're back together again, and he's all thin and thin looking, and she says, what did you do? And he says, I just skipped dessert at lunch.
Yeah. It's so much easier for guys, to lose weight when they want to, but they just have to, try to eat a little bit better, and then they're, down 30 pounds or something,
Right. we went to a symposium held by a surgeon here that's his specialty is the weight loss, and you have to write like a dissertation about what your eating habits are, because he will turn you down if you haven't tried to curb your eating, as far as what kind of foods, for dinner you're having more vegetables and less Snicker bars, that type of thing.
Well,
He wouldn't do it.
before you do the surgery, you have to go through a whole thing. You go see a therapist. You have to go. Usually, you have to go to some kind of meeting, and they, tell you all about surgery and everything. And then, before you have the surgery, you have to go on a diet. You have to lose so much weight. With the diet, and basically showing that you're serious,
Yeah.
and that you want to change. Yeah, Nikki's lurking.
I want to be stranded on a deserted island where every day a boat comes up and drops off enough food for you for the day, and then they back away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say I want to be stranded on a desert island.
A desert island.
Yeah.
A desert island.
Yeah. A desert island. Yeah. Where the chocolate is never ending. Yeah.
Now, Shauna said that she had the weight loss surgery about 20 years ago.
Wow.
Who did?
Nashana.
Shauna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I always say, I think the, definitely the key, and I got some curves and some. Yeah, I'm a big girl too. I'm fluffy. But I mean, I think I definitely, and I know this for sure, activity is like the biggest thing to lose weight. I mean, yeah, you can eat, you got to eat with, when you're trying to lose weight, you got to eat. You just, you got to keep gas in the system. But the movement, the activity, and especially with this job, there's not much activity when you're listing,
Yeah.
Well, Sally's on her feet all day, all night, all morning,
Right.
whichever shift she's on now.
Right.
And she's running around. She should be getting a lot of.
I know.
When you go to work, it don't count.
Yeah.
That's what I've always been told. It does not count when you're at work.
And most of my work is in the cooler.
Right.
Right.
So it's really hard to like work up a sweat when you're in a 40-degree cooler.
Mhm.
So
Okay, we'll start the 5 o'clock in the morning workout.
You be by yourself.
yeah, you will.
Yeah. Have fun,
Everybody
Tom.
needs to get in here.
Where's everybody at?
When I graduated from high school in 1976, I weighed 140 pounds.
I was born in 1976.
Shut up. I don't think any of you are except Todd. Were any of y'all born in 76 except Todd?
I was lucky to weigh 120 pounds wet when I graduated. I was all arms and legs.
Y'all were all born in
I thought I
late
was fat because I weighed 145.
So now I
wish I weighed 145 right now.
Right.
so many curves. I need guardrails.
That's a good one.
I need those
Lori?
warning signs that go.
Lori, that's a t-shirt. There's your t-shirt. I've got so many curves. I need guardrails.
There you go. There you go, Julie. Write that one down.
I'll take
Oh
one.
my gosh. That's a good one.
Yeah, Nikki used to do the morning walk at 7 a.m. If you start it back up, Nikki, I'll walk with you. I'll even do it if you can do it live and share. I mean, like through StreamYard or something like that. I'll even walk live with you.
Lacey and I have been walking about a mile and a half every day. Well, except for when it's like 95 because I can't breathe.
Right.
So I use treadmill, but we've been walking.
I know that too. You know, and I could go walking. I have plenty of time, and we have a beautiful greenway down here that's paid with taxpayer money that I could go walking on. But you know what? I really don't want to go walking by myself. A, in case something happens, and B, I just don't want to walk by myself. So I guess I could I can do a live from the greenway with Fat Boy Tom. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to.
There's a lady that has lived out here as long as we have. When we moved out here in '95, and she was a good sized lady. And you would see when we'd go out in the morning, we'd see her walking, and she had her little hand weights on. She was doing this side, like side to side motion.
Mm-hmm.
She's a tiny thing now, and she's still walking with her weights, not swinging like forward and backwards. She's doing them like left and right in front of her and behind her.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing the same thing as that lady would walk away the pounds or something.
Yeah. Miss Shauna says, I'm a 4'11", so that any amount of weight sticks to the hips or the boobs. I had a secretary who used to complain about that. She'd start going on a diet, and she said, I'd lose all my weight in my boobs. I'm like, well, thank you, Patty.
I do that on ground when I get in the water because their flotation device right now. I think like a stone. Putting my butt in my boobs. I'm my own safety raft.
That secretary was from Colorado, and she had no filter. She would, you know, we were like brothers and sisters because she. Okay, I'm gonna have to be out for 6 weeks because I'm having a hysterectomy. Okay. Anything serious or just having it done? And then she'd go through this long story about she's having these issues and stuff like that. First of all, I have no idea what she's talking about because A, I have no sisters, and B, I was never married long enough to go through anything like that. And but she did. She'd say, I've lost 10 pounds, and I think it's all in my boobs because I got to go get a smaller bra.
Nick, that's what Teresa says too. She said she wished her weight would go to her boobs. I said,
that's a big
wish for
a 44 double D to a 34B. That's a big gap in it.
That is. That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but your waist was a lot smaller too, I'm sure.
Right.
So Gwen came up the other day and said, I noticed you haven't been on the treadmill. You got all this crap stacked on it. And I said, well, I've been out getting in the swimming pool a lot and swimming. She said, you know, floating around on your back with a cold drink in your hand is not really swimming. She said, you need to feel tired when you get out of the swimming pool. I was like, well, crap. She caught me.
You know, we thought about having a pool put in one time so we could get out and so Roberta could get out and walk. Well, both of us could get out and just walk, you know, like circles around it, inside of it. And you get the friction, the force from the water and whatnot.
It actually
And we-
helps.
Yeah.
Well, it's good exercise
good on the knees,
if you actually exercise when you're in the pool,
Yeah.
instead of just
See, I have
You do.
getting
Whenever
on
I
the
swim,
getting
I
on
like
the
swim.
float lounger, and it's got the drink holder in it, and just dipping your feet in the water every once in a while. It's not really exercise.
I have a problem with water. If I go to the lake, I've got to take a cooler and I got to have food and I got to have drinks. And I'm like soft drinks, not necessarily beer. If I go to the beach, likewise. If I go to the pool, likewise. It's something about you got to take food and drinks if you go around large bodies of water.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Back in March when we went to Galveston, all these people were running up and down the beach and riding bicycles on the sidewalk above it, and we were sitting in our lounge chairs watching it all go by.
I have a niece-in-law. She and my nephew live in Myrtle Beach.
Don't you park
And
it.
she runs like 5 miles a day. And she's like, oh, I'm disappointed it's raining. I can't do my 5 miles. She's a middle school teacher. Middle school vice principal. And she deals with all that crap all day. And then she goes out and runs 5 miles when she gets off work.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I could see you with that because you're probably so irritated and frustrated by the end of the day. You need to get out there and work some of it off. But she'll show pictures of, selfies where she just finished running her 5 miles and she's like washed down in a sweat. Her face is as red as the shirt is. She's like,
Yeah, me too, Kelly. She says
I
I'm
feel so
going to run
good.
5 feet.
Yeah. I wish
I
I
don't
could.
run. If I'm running, something's chasing me, and you better
That's
run
what
too.
I say too. You better run because something is chasing me.
What's the movie with where the zombies and it's like
Zombieland.
an amusement park is part of it?
Zombieland.
Yeah, Zombieland with
What was it? Rule number 3, cardio.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the fat bastards ones get eats.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Laughing Picker says I am literally twice the man I used to be. Well,
Me too.
it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it eases up on you. You don't realize it.
Yeah.
Because your loved one won't say, hey, you're beefing up there a little bit, because they're scared that you're going to turn around and say, how dare you? Are you? Or, do these jeans make my butt look big? Well, honey, that's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. And then it's on.
Yeah. Yeah, and Shauna says you have to look at what you're going to eat. Protein first, because it sends a message to the brain that you're full, and then you eat your veggies, and then bad stuff like potatoes and starches.
Yeah.
Hell, if I walk back, I need a wide load sign and a beeping noise.
Medea.
Oh my gosh.
It's just hard.
It
And,
is hard.
my son Vanya is about this big around, and I keep telling him, dude, one of these days you're gonna grunt as you roll out of bed and look at yourself in the mirror, going, "Where did all this come from?"
Yep.
Where did all this weight come from, and where did my hair go?
Yeah. Well, that time of the day.
I feel like I've hijacked your show.
Do you hear him?
No, not at all. Yeah.
Fuzzy.
Hear 'em loud and clear.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's barking at me.
So I'll see y'all next month. She's taking a
Well,
couple more
hopefully
days off.
you won't be gone that long.
Well, from the end
I
here.
hope everybody has a great day. Just we're going to be on the same time. It's just going to be an hour show though instead of 2. That way we can get to work a little bit earlier and give us an extra hour to get some stuff done. So thank you everybody for coming on in the panel and the chat. I appreciate you. And have a great weekend. We'll see you all on Monday. Bye guys.
Bye, Nikki.
Goodbye.
I didn't say hi when you came in. Sorry.
No choo choo.